Hi, everyone. Welcome to our fifth and final episode of VCU Gerontology Community and Continuing Education's Compassion Fatigue mini-series. My name is Caroline Williams. Our previous videos have explored what compassion fatigue is and how it can show up in our lives, what can contribute to developing compassion fatigue, as well as some risk factors. But if we know what compassion fatigue isn't what we want, what are we working towards? In this final video, I want to share some tips and actions that you can take today to shift compassion fatigue towards compassion satisfaction. So grab some paper and a pen because you are going to want to take some notes for this one. So let's start with the big question. What is compassion satisfaction, really? Compassion satisfaction is the joy, the sense of purpose and meaning derived from providing this caring response. When we feel satisfied and fulfilled by caring for others and we're acting in alignment with our life's purpose, that is compassion satisfaction. And it is the opposite side of the spectrum from compassion fatigue. But obviously, we know caring for others can be really hard. Otherwise, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So how do we shift our experience from compassion draining us to compassion giving us more life? We use compassion as our strength, but we direct that compassion back towards ourselves. Self-compassion is the answer to creating compassion satisfaction. Self-compassion is required to give ourselves the space and grace to ask these difficult questions, to accept ourselves fully for who we are right now, and to take action to protect our needs and support our goals. When we do this, we're able to show up more for others and navigate these feelings of compassion fatigue when we show up. Self-compassion can feel counterintuitive or even wrong because society has taught us that we need to be selfless and self-sacrificing for others. But meeting our needs first is necessary to show up for others in our full capacity and to continue showing up in the long term. Practicing self-compassion allows us to show up recharged, improves our ability to be present, attentive, and therefore provide better care. So how do we start? Creating compassion satisfaction starts by connecting to 4 main areas that will be unique to you. So grab your pen and jot these questions down and give yourself time to really think about the answers and try not to judge what comes up. These questions can act as a roadmap to your compassion satisfaction journey. So the first question I'll pose is, what is your big why? In other words, why do you do what you do? This can be a big question, so try to think back. What initially motivated you to pursue being a caring presence in someone else's life? For me, I wanted to practice physical therapy because I wanted to help empower others to do what they didn't see was possible. But maybe you were really close with a family member and that was your inspiration, maybe something else entirely. There are no wrong answers here. Just take a moment and think about it. What is your driving force? What is your big why? Pause the video here if you need to. Okay, so once you have some notes on your big why, let's move on to your values. So second question, what is important to you? What do you believe in? What do you stand for? Getting clear about your priorities, whatever they may be, is really important. Your values guide your actions and your belief system, and being really clear about what they are can help you shape your boundaries and create resilience against things like moral injury. So if you're like, what's moral injury? Check out video 4 where we get into all things moral injury. So you've thought about your big why and you have thought about and listed some values that are important to you, or you're going to after this video is over. So this next question I'm going to ask is, think about what your needs are right now. So take a deep breath, just sit in your body for a minute and listen, really listen. So how do you feel physically, mentally, emotionally? What's your body telling you? Do you need sleep, a meal, a hug or connection with others? Do you need some water? Do you need some movement? It sounds silly, but attending to our mind and body's needs throughout the day is required to show up, and it is the purest form of self-compassion. We're so used to putting our own needs last, pushing them down or ignoring them till we're running on fumes. So just take a second and be real with yourself. What do you need right now? And how are you going to honor those needs and do something about it? Write it down. All right. The last question I'm going to ask goes hand in hand with asking what your needs are. And that question is, who has your back? It is so important to have a support system to help you out. Humans are communal beings. We thrive on community and connection, and we do not thrive in isolation. So relying on each other is everything. I want you to write down at least one person you know who has your back that you can go to for support or just to talk to without judgment. This can be your best friend at work, someone in your family, your neighbor, anyone that you feel like you can go to and just be like, hey, let me talk to you about life for a minute. And if you don't have anyone that comes to mind right now, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it, but understand that letting other people in, letting them support you and supporting them back is so essential to human resilience and overcoming these challenges that inevitably come up time after time. Okay, so that was a lot of information, and each of these areas honestly deserve their own video. But for time's sake, let's wrap up here. So to conclude, compassion satisfaction is the fulfillment and the joy that we can gain from caring for those around us. Compassion satisfaction occurs when we are acting in alignment from our greater purpose with our values, and also from a place of self-compassion to make sure our own needs are recognized and met first. Compassion satisfaction allows you to have a strong, steady sense of self to increase your resilience against burnout and compassion fatigue. We have included 3 questions to get you started. What is your big why? What do you stand for? What are your values? Listening to your mind and body, what do you need right now? And a 4th, actually, and final question, most important, who has your back? Taking some time to really sit with these questions and answer them honestly will help you start your journey towards compassion satisfaction. Okay, that is it for today. Please reach out to me if you have any questions or if you want to share what comes up for you during these exercises. We'd love to hear what you liked, what you didn't like. Let us know in the comments, or we will link an email in the video description. Okay, everyone. My name is Carolyn Williams, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks.